tonight's setup is going to be called the diamond dot strategy. All right, so diamond dot. Well, this ain't rocket science. It is telling you exactly what that is. I'm going to draw one first. We're going to show you guys some drawn examples first, and then I am going to show you live examples. Let me get a PRZ box for ourselves. This is what you are going to see on a diamond dot setup. Now on the bottom left down here, it will say, okay, so this is part of our Harmonic suite. You'll see some little dots connecting each one of these little items, and we'll show this here in a live example here in a little bit. Now, first part, this is going to show up. You will see the predicted PRZ, which will typically going to be in yellow ahead of time, but as soon as it shifts color, you guys know what is our default. In this case, since it is red, obviously normally on a diamond, you're going to be looking for a short somewhere in this area, hopefully with some other kind of confluence based on some of our other strategies. But in the diamond dot strategy, this is very, very simple strategy. I love this one. You don't even have to really take into account the order of operations, although as always, we want to make sure that you are taking those into account. So let's go to orange here and put in some typing right over here. And not as important on this one. We just did on Monday, I believe we did the shark back and the shark tail. Same type of operations on this that went there, going with runners. That is where this type of stuff is going to be more important. Okay, but diamond dot, we do not care favorable direction. We don't really care MACV. This is going to be a straight up. If you see one of these show up, we're going to hit it. So diamond part one. Now we need the Fabella dot. Let's do a red one for our first example. Okay, we'll end up seeing maybe a price come up and down because the dot is really what matters right here. Well, I was going to try to do that without it, but all right. So first scenario, in a scenario where we have a red diamond and a red dot, obviously this is going to be a short, but don't just go running off yet being like, oh, okay, you know, we got this. No. In the event, we do not care what color the dot is. Okay, on a red, we're going short. Pretty easy. We're looking for price to drop out of that red because it is a red dot. Okay, simple enough, easy. Now, targets 1, 2, and 3. We'll go ahead on this one. See if I do it right now, I won't be able to do green. Let's reverse. This can be either one of these. Let's do a scenario where we've got a green dot. This location, green dot shows up inside the PRZ. On this one, we are going to go long. Right on the dot. Simple, right? Very, very simple. Diamond's there. It's powering up the dot. Think of it as we're normally taking this dot, but this is kind of like a double dot. We are adding to and enhancing the power of that dot that's coming in here. We've got the harmonic structure set up right in this zone. Now we've got a dot right here. So pretty easy, right? We got the diamond plus the dot. Boom, you got it. Low. Green, we're going long. Red, we're going short. What about a blue? Let's get tricky with it. What are we gonna do on a blue? Right? If we get a blue dot in this, what are we gonna do? Long? Yes. Blue or green, the color of the dot, because the diamond color does not matter, right? So if the diamond color doesn't matter, then let's say that we've got, green. Let's do it the other way. So if we've got, let's hold button here. Okay, diamond showing up. We got our PRZ right there. Doesn't matter. If we get a red dot, what are we doing? We're going short. Right? If we get a green dot, what do we want to do? We want to get long. Got that? Pretty simple, right? So let's look at a scenario where we went like this. So we've got, now again, what about pink, right? You guys know. If we get a pink dot, what are we doing? Then we're going short. Okay. Same thing here. Pink dot, going short. Blue dot, getting long. All that matters is the color of the dot. Hopefully you guys get that, okay? Go with the color of the dot, okay? So direction determined, let's put that over here. Okay, this is the key. This gets, believe it or not, this is kind of where everybody messes up. You would think this is so easy now that we've got this, you know, we're doing a whole video here on this, but if you get a red diamond and a green dot, look, you are going long. If it is blue, you're going long. If it is red, you are going short. If it is pink, you are going short, and I'm talking about the dot. I don't care what color the diamond is. Everybody get that? We do not care what color the diamond is, okay? Doesn't matter. Either way, okay? Red diamond, green diamond, you guys got it? And we're gonna do our little box here. Okay, so if we are entering in on a short, we are going target one. So if this is coming off of, this is determined by the entry chart. Again, these can show up on any type of chart. Okay, so as far as targets go, on the ones, twos, threes, okay, T1. Let's see, you're already gonna know these are T1. So we're gonna go 10, 15, 25 R. On even on a 3, sometimes you might want to go higher than this, but let's just leave that for right now. And above. $15, $25 R. Okay, so what does this mean? So on the algo bar ones, these are talking about algo bars. Okay, if you are algo bars. So now on range bars, almost every range bar, we are going to be looking for bigger targets. Okay, so for range bars, and all of these, we are looking for the 15, R, 15 runner. Well, that's a little bit confusing. Trying to do this on the fly. Sorry, bear with, folks. All right, there we go. So now to decode this, if you're watching this video, so what do we mean? So on the range bars, let's start with there. So normally we're gonna have our bar types. Is going to be for whether it's coming in on the MACV, if it's coming in on the wave, on the 89. We're really going to stay away from these really on the 89. You guys know I never talk about taking an entry off of the 89, but if it's there, think about it in relation to the size of that location. Okay, so but we are first target one, we are looking for a 15 plus a runner. Okay, target one is going to be 15. Very simple. So how are we going to normally deal with this? I'm going to talk about here how I still use the small entry ATM, which means the 10, 15, 25, and how I adjust that. I literally just grab that 10 target all the time and I move that out. That's what I'm usually using for adjusting my targets on the fly. Okay, so on the algo bars 1s, 2, and 3s, pretty simple. We are using, if you are following through on our videos, you will know when you get to the part where we are doing small or big. Okay, so first one on small, that's gonna go right here. So 1s, 2s, 3s, okay? Now, what am I gonna be looking for? Real simple, right? And these are the ATM. Let's go ahead and put this big ATM we're talking about here. So when are we gonna go big? Big is gonna go right here, okay? Now, if you're confused by some of this, go back and watch the old videos. You should already know some of this. This should be review. Again, if you did not do the prereqs, or go back through videos 1 through 6, lessons 1 through 6, what we call the core, make sure you understand what we're talking about here. So we are looking for that big one here. Now, how do I adjust this one right here? So if we are gonna be typically going on, let's go for some blues, T1, and we're going to assume that it's currently at 10 ticks. So at 10 ticks off of the entry, so again, your entry, one more time, I'm gonna press escape. All right, there we go. All right, target 1, and what's gonna be our target 2? We're gonna have target 2, down here at 15. Now on the second target, this is kind of what I'm going to call the core target for almost everything in our list. Going back and looking at our numbers from over here, okay, on the previous slide. Hopefully you got the previous slide. Go back and look at it. But based on the small, okay, if you are using the small target, I'm sorry, the small ATM, then you know that you're going to have this target 1 is going to be 10 and 15. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to grab the tag. Now, what am I talking about the tag? Some people don't know what this is, but this is a little tag right here on your target, okay? Oftentimes, I am just going to grab this sucker, okay? I'm gonna grab it and I'm just gonna drag it down. Okay, in this case, because we're going on a short, in a short trade here, I'm going to drag it out of the way. So before this price gets here, and this is bad that I actually drew the price going through it, but let's say that as price is coming down to it, and if I am on an AlgoBar 5, so let's go up here. So if I'm on the AlgoBar 5s, but I realized I accidentally hit the small ATM, it's not a big deal. Again, I actually use the small pretty much all the time, and all I do is I go grab my T1 and I grab this tag and I just move it. I put it out. Now, if I want to consolidate all of them, sometimes I will drag this right to target 2, drop it on top. So now I've got both of my targets there on the 15 for that one, because oftentimes I'll still also, for myself, I'm using a larger, just make sure I got blue. Is blue gonna work this time? Yes, okay. So if I've got my additional target out here for my, we'll call this, this is gonna be our runner target. If I got my runner target out here, and if I do not want to take target 1 because it's too shallow, because I'm on a 5s, I know this should be a bigger move, then all I'm gonna do is grab the tag very quickly, and this is something you should practice, folks. If you've not practiced this, you really need to practice this whole drag, the tag drag, okay? Grab that tag, grab it, move it around, become very, very comfortable with this, because sometimes I'm dragging it to target 2. Sometimes I will drag this thing out and I'll put it by my runner, but even instead of my runner, I'll put it all the way out here somewhere, and I'll just drop that green tag all the way down here. Okay, I'm just gonna grab my tag and I'm gonna put it way out here, which means I did not have a T1. Everybody understand that? Hope you did. If you didn't, drop it down in the comments and be like, yeah, I'm totally confused by the whole target 1 thing, dragon thing. We'll try to do this a little bit better in another video. But this tag gets dragged out, and so now your T1 tag ends up coming way out here, okay? And now normally it would be T1, but in case, this is our original T1, okay, we'll call it the original. But now that is no longer the same. All right, now I know that's a lot of confusing stuff there. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing for you, but I just want you guys to understand the mechanics of how we're playing this video game, that I am coming up here, I am entering into the position quickly. Now, where's the stop? So standard stop is gonna be 15 ticks. Let's talk about that. Let's go red, T, and your ATM at 15, but we want to drag it. As soon as this position starts to come in our direction, we really want to start dragging that stop right back behind the dot and the PRZ, okay? So it starts up top, you're gonna drag it on down, and it should be somewhere pretty close to this. Now, again, is that gonna be 15 ticks? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's gonna be 12, sometimes it's gonna be 10. Doesn't really matter. Remember, we are trying to keep this very, very tight for that stop. If we break that dot, if that dot breaks, this whole thing is off. Make sure you smash that close button. You guys know how to do this from the core videos. If you don't, again, make sure and go back, and if you don't know what we're talking about, make sure that we have that discussion on our phone calls during your first sets of 40 days when we are having those, all right? So AlgoBar 5s. Now, this doesn't just have to be the 5s. I'm talking about 5s or greater, right? So hopefully you guys got that from the other, but this could be the 8s, or this could be the range bars, where we are going to gonna let me type. There we go. Okay, so if we need to adjust our targets on the fly, we just need to grab them, move them out, Bingo bango. All right, so that took longer than I expected to draw that out. Let's go into some live examples on those diamond dots. Let's go to this. I'm just going to grab the latest one here. So diamond dot right down here. Now, what we're showing here, there's additional confluence. So you see this confluence combo. There's a lot going on in this shot, right? We've got a double dot on the 13 range. We've got a double dot up here on the 5s. Now, what's our entry on? This is coming off of the 3s. So I should be looking for small, but because these higher time frames are coming in, this is a good example of something more advanced where I am going to push out that target and I'm looking for something bigger. On top of that, what else should you see right here in this screenshot? We've got this coming in on king timing, right? Is this after king timing? Yeah, in fact, it's after king timing. It's after double king timing. So for one of these, I am really going to be looking for a much larger target. Plus, we've got that MACV rolling over and going red. Now, is that MACV technically red yet? No, we really want this to go 8 bars. So this might not go straight to those big targets. It might have a little bit of some wiggle, but this is going to be a real nice trade coming off of the diamond dot. But this is a very small diamond dot example right there, okay, where literally the dot is the diamond as well, okay? That's not typical. Typically, we're going to see something else, more like something like this. Now, this is a double diamond dot. Again, I'm showing you guys the exceptions right now because, you know, look, everybody can figure out the easy ones, one single dot. Let's show the hard ones first, okay? Double dot diamond. Double dots with that PRZ. What are we doing? The diamond is red, right? But the dot is green, so where are we going? You should already know this. If you said long, give yourself a gold star and a pat on the back. Yes, we are getting long. And what is this coming off of? This is coming off of what? The 5s. So what's target 1? Quickly, you should have gone, target 1 here is going to be 15, not 10, right? You guys got that? 5s and above, right? Typically a 5s and 8s on the algo bars. In the range bar section, we are looking for target 1, 15 ticks. Okay. Now, stop originally starts out somewhere around 15 ticks. Where should it move almost immediately thereafter? I want to move that stop, boom, right there, right? Very, very small stop. You're talking about an entry right here, a stop right here, and this sucker is off to the races. Put that stop back down there behind the dots, and you are good to go, okay? Oh man, I should have just started with these. That's a... I didn't know these pictures were here. I had forgotten. I probably should have done my homework before I came in here to start starting to show you guys this setup, but it's pretty fairly easy setup, so I thought, honestly, I kind of took it for granted that this would be quite easy, but this is what we're looking for right there, okay? If we get a red box, we get a green dot, we're going long. If it was pink, we'd be going short. There it is. I thought we had some more live examples in here. This is fairly rare. You're not going to see these very often. I actually thought there were more in this room, so I apologize that I did not have more for you guys. I am going to put some more in here, so if you haven't done so already, make sure you head over here to that section. How do you get to it? Make sure you head into the Discord channel, and on the left, go to the education section. Scroll down. Each of these are labeled by strat at the beginning. So this is called the diamond dot. So you're going to be looking right there for strat diamond dot. Click on that right there. That will take you into our room. If you want to go check out double dots, you can click right there, etc. All of those are right there. I'm going to go ahead, and I know I've got a bunch more of these on my local machine for examples like this, and I'm going to post those into this room so you guys can see some other live examples. If you guys have any questions on this strategy, let me know. Put it over there in the Discord chat or down in the comments down below, and I'll send you a link to the additional information if any of that was confusing. And sorry about the mess ups on some of those drawings and hitting the wrong keys tonight. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic day. I know we did. If you didn't see some of our results from today, it was absolutely killer. Remember, this is earnings week. Tomorrow is the biggest day. It's Thursday, and Thursday is going to be the biggest set of earnings. Let's look to see how you would know that. So type ! earnings in our room. This will, oops, earnings. I'm messing up all kinds of things here tonight. All right, so if you type ! earnings, you will see we've got 405 companies reporting today. Now, again, this is already switched over to Thursday. If you zoom in, this will show it's going to be tomorrow. Going to be huge. We had a big one today as well. Huge, huge numbers. Remember, I talked to you guys about VIX up, ticks up. When the volatility is up, we just get more opportunities and we get bigger moves off of our setups. So load up. It is probably going to be another candy day tomorrow. It is Thursday. Looking forward to it. Don't forget, in the morning there are Red Star News events in the morning. Don't get hung up in some of those. Make sure you wait a few minutes around those so that you don't get, just, you know how it is. You just don't want to get your stops blown through in the event that you get caught as some of that stuff comes off there in the morning. In the afternoon, between 3 and 4, that is where the big earnings moves are going to come. So even if you miss the bidding part of the day, the end of the day is likely going to be some serious fireworks. If you've not been in our audio room on Flowmaster to hear the aggressiveness of the tape, this is such a powerful, powerful thing. All you have to do is come right over here, click on that Emini trade floor, click right there, and that's going to take you into the audio floor. All these folks that are hanging out in here tonight, it's after hours, but hanging out in there, and you can listen in to the aggressiveness of the buyers and sellers on the tape. If you haven't experienced Flowmaster audio yet, come and check that out. I think you're going to like it, and let's look for some of those diamond dots tomorrow. All right, thanks for hanging out, folks. For me, Pippi, Robbie, Lunchbot, Mod Squad, Curtis G, and the rest of the gang. Let's send out the Big H Town. See ya.